Well, good morning, everybody. Doug Jenkins live from the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce as we are celebrating a beautiful Friday going into Memorial Day weekend. And before we do any of that, we're meeting new members of the Chamber of Commerce. Loren Wagner from LJW Cyber Consulting joining us today. Thanks for taking time out of your Friday morning to meet with us, Loren.
Oh, well, thank you, Doug. I'm happy to do it.
Well, we're happy to have you with us and talk a little bit. I've always liked to delve into this field. I think, as you know, I dabble a little bit. I know enough to be dangerous when it comes to the world of cybersecurity and consulting. Actually, one of my favorite podcasts is a cybersecurity podcast, which is really random. But there's a lot going on in this field, and that's why you want to have somebody who has the experience as a trusted advisor when you're looking at potential threats to your business. And I think let's start off with that in your consulting firm, some of the things that you're doing.
Well, Doug, what I provide primarily small businesses is insight into perhaps what they should be doing or need to be doing to help protect their business and hopefully prevent a cybersecurity event. Today, probably the most prevalent is ransomware, and an awful lot of organizations get hit by that, fall into that trap, and it can be very costly, and sometimes it can mean the success or failure of their business.
When it comes to these things, I know a lot of times we go to the movie, or someone's hacking into our system or things like that, but the point of access almost always is a person. How much training do you do with people on recognizing the issues that they might have just with people not knowing they shouldn't click on a link? Is that still the biggest threat?
Yeah, it is still the biggest threat, and the bad guys are getting much better at it all the time, and now with the added benefit, I guess, if you will, with AI and things like Chat GPT, they're getting to be even better. But yeah, from a training perspective, I like to share with people actual events that have occurred so they can see examples, they can see what somebody else saw and understand, how they might have fell into that trap and clicked on a link and ultimately infected the business.
You went right where I was thinking with the artificial intelligence and how certainly there's a lot of good that can be done with it, but there is certainly a lot of bad that can be done with it. This is an area where a lot of bad can be done with it. How bad actors using AI to expertly fish a target or gain access to somewhere where they shouldn't have access?
Yeah, well, in the past, a lot of times advice would be given, phishing email might have some certain characteristics. One of them, a lot of times, is bad grammar or misspelled words or something to that effect. Well, with AI, that's pretty much gone away. So that's not necessarily a clue anymore. It's a lot easier to mimic, an organization's banner or make it look very real, like you're representing some company or some organization under the pretense of perhaps helping the individual. And say, or maybe they say, hey, we found that you're infected. We can help you. Click here or call this number, and end up giving,
Right.
sensitive information away.
It's a little, I guess it's same as it always was, just different tools, but different things we need to be looking out for. So walk us through when someone wants to consultation with you, they reach out, they're concerned, maybe they have issues. What are the things that you want to go through with them when you start consulting with someone?
Well, basically, initially, just a Q&A session to get an idea of where they think that there might be issues. A logical progression to that is to do a vulnerability assessment with the organization, or in some cases, a more thorough risk assessment to see how they're managing their infrastructure, how they're managing their technology, where there might be vulnerabilities, and be able to educate them on what those vulnerabilities are. I mean, it really is just an exercise in risk management. And organizations are used to looking at a lot of different types of risk, but they don't necessarily focus on the cybersecurity side.
That's a good point. How did you get into this world to begin with? Certainly a lot has changed just over the last few years, but how did you get into it? What are some of the big changes that you've seen in over your career?
Well, I've been in information technology for a very long time, and I just progressed over the years into becoming more involved in the cybersecurity side of things or information security side of things, and then that kind of turned into understanding the environment and being able to do assessments for companies that I was working for before I started, working for other companies and doing it as a business, either with when I was working with Centricom most recently, or gone out on my own here in the last few months.
So if people would like to get in touch with you and maybe go over what they're dealing with and perhaps do some work with you, what's the best way to get in touch?
Well, I'm very available with email, and that email address is Loren@ljwconsult.com. I could take phone call 419-722-2990. And then there's also a website that people can go to and contact me through the website and see what types of services we offer. And that is ljwconsult.com.
Well, Lord, we're happy to have you with us here at the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for being patient. As this was my nightmares dealing with my own computer issues before talking to a company that deals with technology. But fortunately, we got that sorted out. We're able to do this today. So thanks again, and have a great weekend.
You too, Doug. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And that will do it for our live videos this week. Of course, we do remind you to join us for Rally in the Alley tonight. We'll be at Latham Courtyard in downtown Findlay from 5 until 8. Hypnotics is playing the baking company and bread needs, providing food, sponsored by RCR Technology Group, as well as the baking company and bread needs. No, pardon me, a state bank. We'll get all that. You'll see them out there tonight. So thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody.